Is your website losing people in the first 5 seconds? In this video, we're going to be talking exactly what you can do on your website to help people stay on your page, find out what you do, and take the next step. So my name is Melvin. I'm a website designer, been doing the websites and branding for over 10 years. And today we're going to be going into a friend of mine's website and break it down and show you what they can do better to improve their site so people stay on it for more than 5 seconds and also take action, what results in getting customers and clients and attracting your target market. So let's get right into it. So right here on my desktop, I have what we call a hero section. So this is my friend's boat detailing business. So what he does, he actually does mobile detailing. He also will go to like the dock and detail your boat, and does a really good job, has a lot of good clients. And right now he's actually running Instagram ads, bringing people to his website. And he's told me that he's actually getting customers and, getting jobs for boat detailing. So, which is really cool. And I know that he's getting customers because he's told me. And this is his hero section. And one of the things that I want to focus on today for this video is about the hero section. And that is the most important part of your website, I would say. If you're breaking down to the most important page is your home page. The home page is where people are mostly going to land on your site. And that's where they're going to see, everything that you need to show them to convince them that you're the best choice. And so most importantly, even more on the home page is your hero section. So the hero section is the top part that you see when you first land on your website. And it should do a couple things, and a good one at least. It should say what you do, who you do it for, and why does it matter, and then the next step. So technically, hypothetically, if someone lands on your website and they're convinced just in the hero section, they should technically reach out and become, inquire about your services or become a customer. And so this is technically what a good hero section should cover. Is what, who, and why it matters. Then the next step, which we call a CTA, and then optionally have social proof. And social proof could be brands that you work with, a couple of short testimonials, or just some stats of your business, which is like 100 years in business, or I don't know, anything that shows that you've been doing this for a while and builds credibility towards your business. And this is something that's optional. And the reason why I make it optional is because it could be done in another section of the website. But you can also do it here in the hero section just to make it a little bit more better and a little more impactful. So one thing I want to notice here is that I took a screenshot of their hero section right now. And so like I mentioned, they're a boat detailer company, and they go out and do mobile detailing and also can go out to the dock. So just at a glance, when I look at this, I just want to look at it visually and kind of see what they're doing good and what can be improved on, and see what I would redesign if I was to redesign this section. So one thing that I like about this is that they definitely have like the colors going on of water, kind of like a dark, rich blue, like the sea. They also have a little bit of sea aesthetic here with like the current and the high tide, and there's a boat. I also like the colors of the buttons because they're different from the rest of the website, so they stand out. I also like that the buttons say what the button does. So book now. If I click that button, there's no guessing. I'm going to book now. This button here says contact us. So I'm pretty sure if I click it, it's going to go to like a contact section or a contact page, which is really good. You don't want to let people guess or be very vague. So I think also too, what I like is that the first line that I see says exactly what they do is boat detailing and marine maintenance. And so I like that. Cause you don't want to leave people guessing. That's the worst thing you can do. You just confuse people, cause confused people don't convert into customers. They just go on to another competitor website and kind of go, and that's a free customer for them. So you want to make sure that your website is very clear and to the point. All right. So what I see here that I say are problematic for this hero section, just on a visual standpoint, this logo is not really working in this area. It's kind of overlapping this bar. Either get rid of the bar or make the logo fit into the bar here, because it just looks a little bit undone or unfinished. Doesn't look as polished. And those little details, believe it or not, build credibility towards a business. When your website looks a little bit unfinished, or things are not spelled correctly, or buttons are not working, that's something that psychologically the client takes as like not being credible, And then another thing too is that there's a very small tagline here at the top of this logo that gets lost completely, and it says "We rise above the rest," which I love. I think that's a great tagline, because it's going with the whole high tide, theme here. So we rise above the rest, kind of like a tide rises. I think that's really creative, really cool, and I think we could definitely lean into that with the rest of the website. But I think they tried to do that actually with this image in the back with a boat, it kind of being swallowed by a vortex, like a water vortex. And the only thing I would say though is that this image is not very calm. It's actually very chaotic. It's a boat being swallowed by a vortex, and that's something that I don't really want to, kind of connect with my business, right? I don't want something stressful. Like imagine being on this boat and you're being swallowed by this. It's a very stressful situation, and also it just doesn't really speak to what they do. It's a boat detailing company, and there's a picture of a boat being swallowed by a water vortex here. So I think that this could be better done. Also, the picture is low resolution. So if you look at it, it's very like grainy and like a lot of details are lost in there, pixelated. So this is definitely something that could be fixed. And it goes along with the logo idea, how like if you don't look at the little things that are kind of wonky a little bit on the website, then little by little, like points are being deducted on like the credibility of the business on a psychological standpoint. So yeah, so another thing too, like I mentioned, like this logo in general, you just can't read it. And high tide, you can read because it's nice and clear. Marine maintenance, it's small too, you can't read it as well. And then his icon just being a lot. It just has too much detail for this application, and that's why it's important to work with a designer that does everything from the branding to the websites, which is what I do, because they take these things into consideration. If you get the logo done by one person, the website done by another, and the web person is just going to throw whatever logo you have into the website. And so that works against your business. And when you do a logo, you should get it done in a lot of different variants. So icon, horizontal, simplified, just the icon, like different variants. And these are things that a good brand designer will do for you. So that's just my little side point on that. The other thing too, as we read this, boat detailing and marine maintenance, it is very good and on the nose of what they do. But I just think it just lacks personality, and it's too, I don't know, more of like a statement, not really, like more like a label than like a statement or something that shows a little personality. Then here at the bottom text, we have experienced top-notch boat detail, exclamation point. I think I'm not a big fan of using exclamation points because it's like almost like, I don't know, me personally, I think it's a little bit like kiddish or like childish when people use exclamation points. It's like there are certain ways you can use it, but it feels like we're writing like something like a text message rather than something that's a professional premium service. So I'm kind of careful when using exclamation points. That's just my own opinion on that. But it says here, experience top-notch boat detailing. Click for a free quote and transform your boat with our expert, affordable, and reliable service. Book now. All right. So another issue that I think this has is that it says click for a free quote, and it does not have that anywhere in this hero section. There's a book now button and there's a contact us button. Again, that's another thing that if we're not focused on these small details, it just lowers the credibility bar. So instead it should be click for a free quote by clicking book now or something like that, or just change this book now to a free quote, get a free quote or appear free quote. And then the other thing too is that there's just like two different competing CTAs here. You have this contact us and then you have book now. So I think whatever it is, it should just be like, you can still have a contact us in the navigation, but I just think when you're doing this button CTA, it should be book now up here and book now down here. And also this navigation, when you scroll down, it should follow you. It shouldn't go away. And on their actual website, when you scroll down, the navigation doesn't follow you. And that's not good because people, let's say they get convinced that this part right here, they have to either scroll all the way up or just keep on going down and get to like the contact section. And so I think doing a sticky navigation is a good idea because this right here is going to go away when they start scrolling the book now hero section. So I think that is something that can be improved. And then also here in the wording, it says affordable, and I'd be very careful using the word affordable because sometimes you can attract bad customers by using affordable because they're just like shopping for the best price versus, the best service, and so sometimes I'll be very careful of using affordable unless that's truly something that you want to lean into. But, people who own boats, they definitely have the money to afford services. So I wouldn't even bother putting affordable in here. And also, too, there's no navigation at all. Even if this is a one-page website, which it is, there should still be a navigation. And it should be a navigation to things that people want to see. For example, pricing, services, packages. If you have a subscription service, maybe it should go to that so you can come out and wash their boat once a month or whatever schedule that they want. And then contact us would be a navigation. Then book now would replace this contact us here. So these are some of the things that I see that definitely would fix. And then again, this image in the background should be an image that relates to the service. So now let's look into what I propose here. All right. So now this is everything that I mentioned, but the more redesigned fixed version. And so let's start with the logo. The logo now, previously it was this, very small, can't really see it. And all I did was just a quick little redesign so that it's something legible and still connected to their brand. So what I did is remove some of the details, made the boat a little bit bigger because that's what they do. They clean boats, so the boat should be big. Also, high tide is legible, marine maintenance is legible, and the tagline you could use somewhere else, maybe within the website with the high tide, or what was the tagline again? It's like, we rise above the rest. Yeah, so that should be used somewhere else, you know. It doesn't, when you make a logo, the tagline usually is optional. You can use the logo with it and without it, but you can also put that tagline in different areas of the website as well. It doesn't have to be everywhere. The most important thing is that you have a unique, memorable logo that is tied to your company that people see. When they see it, they recognize it. Just like when they see the Apple logo, when they see the Nike logo, they know exactly who that is. So that's what a good logo does. It becomes memorable, and you want it to be simple. So this is much more simple than this version here, you know? So another thing too is that in the navigation, we were talking about it earlier. These are some of the navigation items that I would assume would be really good on this website. Would be services, pricing, and then I made this up called High Tide Club, which would be just another word for, you know, a subscription service, so they could come out to your boat and clean your boat like once a month or every other week. So just playing again with that branding of High Tide Club. I think that's a good way of naming it. And then the about section, which people always want to see, like who is behind the company, who's the team, who's the leadership, you know, and also it's a good place for credibility and social proof as well. And then the book now button. So this is what I was talking about before, how we can make this sticky. And so when we scroll past the hero section, now this will follow you on the rest of the website. So you always have the option of booking now, no matter where you are or where you're scrolling on the website. And then we have the image here of the actual owner. This is something I just created really quick using AI, but this is the image that you kind of like want to compose. This to me seems like very white glove service, very premium, very luxurious. He's dressed really nice, you know, with their uniform, wearing slacks, and yeah, it just looks like very professional. And I think it also speaks to the area they're at because they're in Brevard County, which is in Florida. So there's like palm trees in the back and the ocean and everything. So it just looks really good and very on brand. And then also here, if we look at the actual content that we have written here, it's similar to what we had here, which is like boat detailing and marine maintenance. And another thing to actually want to mention is that marine maintenance, that can be taken in a lot of different ways. It could be fixing your boat. Is that something that you actually do? If not, I would definitely change this or make it a lot more clear. And do you see like how when they get to be very specific in the wording that's used here, because you don't want any vagueness and you also don't want anything to be confused. You want to be very clear exactly what you do. Answering these right here, what, who, and why, and then the next step. Okay. So this option right here fixes that. So it says here, detailing that keeps your boat looking new. Again, it says same thing, detailing for your boat. Okay. And keeping it looking new versus this one, which is just boring. Boat detailing and marine maintenance. And again, we don't even know if the marine maintenance, what that really means. And then we have the subheading here where it says expert boat detailing and ceramic coating in Brevard. So again, you're making yourself seem like a premium service. We're using the word expert, what you do, boat detailing and ceramic coating, and then where you do it or who, right? The customers are people of Brevard County. And then we protect your boat from salt, sun, so it holds its value and looks at its best. And so that's important because now you're adding like the value and the importance and like why it matters. Like I mentioned here is a why. So here there was no real why, you know? But here we really drilled down on it because in Florida, that's exactly what ruins boats is salt and sun. And why does it matter? Because you want the boat to hold its value. Some people sell their boats, right? They want to keep the value of the boat. And you also just want it to look the best when it's out on the water. So then you just can book now. And then here at the bottom, this is where I said it was optional, where you can add social proof. And again, these are just samples. So 4.9 rating on Google, 1,000 plus boats detailed, 10 plus years detail experience, ceramic coating certified specialists. You know, so this is something that if you're not convinced already here with the presentation on the website, these are just more like something that could enhance anyone who has a little bit of reservation. This kind of could tip them over the edge and be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to book these guys. They sound legit. They sound good. And yeah. So this right here, I would say is a much more effective hero section versus this one here. And again, this is a lot of the reason why people will last less than 5 seconds on your website and move on to a competitor. And if they move on to a competitor, that's a lost opportunity. And if that's a lost opportunity, then that's money that's out of your pocket that could have easily been put in your pocket. And I know that my friend here, he's running Instagram ads. And so he's already getting customers with this version of his website. So I can only imagine that if he would have cleaned it up a little bit into this version, how much more effective those ads would be in putting money in his pocket. And so again, guys, this is what I would recommend for any hero section. And again, to keep people on the page and not lose those opportunities, you want it to be clear. So you want to say what you do, who you do it for, and why does it matter. And then you want to create an action step, a primary CTA of what action you want them to take, whether it's get a quote, book now, contact us, whatever it is. And then social proof is optional. So something that builds credibility to why you're the best option. All right. So again, guys, I hope you like this video. If you guys want me to review your website, be sure to comment down below. And also, if you want to book a strategy session for your website or your branding, feel free to reach out to me. Go to my website. It's also in the comment section down below. And thank you again for watching this video, and have a great day.